Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with our Carlos Alena career mode. I know the schedule's been crazy with everything. I haven't even touched this series, and I don't even know how long. I don't even know how long it's been since I touched FIFA before I recorded this episode yesterday. But we're back. And crazy thing about this series, actually, before I even get into the episode, we're gonna go into a pretty boring game here. So we actually are doing a player that's already in the game that was added, I guess, in the past month or so since I've last played. But I started up another career mode and another A-bar career mode. I don't think I'm going to upload it to YouTube. If you guys do want to see it, I can start recording it and throwing it up for you guys. But it's nothing I'm really too focused on putting up. It's just a career mode that I wanted to do because it was a fun one for me last year. But one of the first scouting reports I got, that first scouting report right when you started career mode, it actually came up and said that Carlos Alena was part of, the scouting report that I could go after. And I was like, that's weird. I swear he wasn't in the game like a month ago. So I looked it up. He's 65 rated right now. He has a potential of 80. We'll keep going with this career mode, obviously, because he's not in the game. So we still have the ability to move forward. It's not like we're playing next to him or anything like that. So if you guys are wondering, in the game, he was on loan at Botafogo. I think he's still a Barca center mid option for you. So if you can get him early on, you can go ahead and loan him in. Like I said, a potential of 80 rated, so not that great. Maybe he'll get a boost in that rating a little bit down the road. So if you're starting a new career mode now, just know 80 rated potential. Probably could get that a little bit higher, obviously. But we do end up picking up an injury at the end of this game, which was really shitty. We weren't winning the game. We were just trying to come back. Ended up getting a shitty tackle. Should have been a penalty if you go back and look at it. The way he dove in, definitely didn't get a touch on the ball, but it is what it is. We end up picking up an injury, and it ends up being a sprained ankle. So we're out for 3 weeks, but that is a lot of games that we're missing. We ended up making Team of the Week, so we get a stat boost there, but we're going to end up missing this Leverkusen game that I honestly think we probably would have played in because the Champions Cup is actually pretty tight because Leverkusen's playing really well right now, which is also another career mode I'm thinking about doing. It's just what I do, just come up with all these career mode ideas that I'm never actually going to get taken care of. We ended up beating them, though. Moving on to Sporting Eon. We are looking at, picking up another win, just trying to stay at the top of the table. End up drawing that game, though. Going into the Valencia match again, this is a very important win for us. If we can win this, we'll definitely end up clear at the top of the table. Nani ends up missing a penalty within 3 minutes, and the game ends up staying at 0-0. Vallecano is the next match. This one in the cup, actually. So this is also a very important win. We have to make sure that we go ahead and grab this win, keep moving on in the cup, because this is something that we will want to stay into. End up getting that win 1-0, going up against Granada. Another important win in La Liga that we need. Hopefully we're back in form here. End up picking up a 3-0 win there. I know I'm just flying through these games, but honestly, if I'm injured, what's the fun in it? But this does end up pushing us pretty far forward in the league and actually kind of catching us up to almost to the January transfer window by the time we actually get to the January transfer window. So we end up winning another Champions League game there, winning that one 5-1, getting us in a good position in the league. We're finally back from injury and straight back into the lineup. Honestly, that was the one thing I was worried about, is getting back into the team after an injury. Sometimes it can be difficult if another player is in form, but we managed to get back in the lineup. I don't know if you actually paid attention right there, but in second place was Sporting Eon, which blew my mind. I could not believe almost as much as the fact that we didn't score right here after those 2 chances. But it is what it is. Here in the 45th minute, it's still 0-0. It just seemed like that's how this game was going for me. I know I'm playing on Legendary, but I genuinely was expecting to come back into the game like I did whenever we were kicking off in the first part of this series, I guess, whenever I was scoring almost every game and getting man of the match. Still playing really well. Not playing as well as before. Usually at halftime I usually had close to an 8.0 rating and had a 9.0 rating by the end of the match, but I seem to be struggling a little bit more. The team was still playing well, we just weren't creating enough chances to actually capitalize on. Just kind of passing the ball back and forth made it a little difficult. I think we were taking one too many passes and not actually taking the chances we needed. Here, Messi ends up getting this kind of awkward diving header rebound off the keeper, but it ends up giving us the goal and the lead against Sevilla, so not too much to complain about there. Like I said, this series is still going pretty well. You know, other than that 3-week injury, we're still doing really well on our goals for the season. They did end up getting knocked down a little bit because of the injury, so it might end up actually making it a little bit easier for us, because I think we're actually at the halfway point in just about all of our challenges, and we're still kind of trying to end out November here. So definitely a lot of good things to come from this team. I think we're starting to finally get into the swing of things. Even if we're only picking up 1-0 wins, you know, that's still 3 points on the board, and we're still top of the league. So things are playing out really well there. Picking up a win here was really good to make sure that, you know, with me and the team, we weren't going to lose a game or draw a game, as long as we can keep that going. Ended the match with a 7.2 rating, which is probably the worst I've actually played in a very long time. You know, my short passes weren't there. I only had a 78% passing rate, 2 shots off target, and only 26 passes completed. Just was trying to get back into the game. It felt like I was actually injured, and just trying to come back into the team. I couldn't figure out my footing. It is what it is. We're going to move forward. We're going to just try to play better in this Malaga game, and hopefully just, you know, try to get anything out of this match that we can, and hopefully maybe a couple more goals and maybe just a 1-0 win. But still playing with a pretty strong team as well. In this game, we played with probably the weakest team that we have in a while, because I guess we just didn't think much of this squad. But passes like that are kind of why we can't score. It just feels like, for some reason, before the break that I took in this series, I felt like the team was playing exactly like Barcelona, you know, 1-2 passing all over the place, ball moving beautifully, you know, just doing everything that we need to do. When I come back, it's like we're trying to play counter-attack like a Real Madrid type style. We don't have players tall enough for that. We don't have the players strong enough for that, in my opinion, either. So it is a bit awkward. Here in the 84th minute, we actually managed to grab another game-winning goal. Again, for whatever reason, we cannot score until that 80th minute. I mean, the team's definitely pushing higher. I think we go in all-out attack basically every time around the 70th minute if we're still drawing, which is definitely a good tactical measure there, and it gives us the win regardless. I kind of wish we would stop scoring off of, you know, rebound goals and actually like start playing like we should. But like I said, 3 points is 3 points. You can't argue with that. We're still playing well. We're still doing what we need to do. Here, the game got a little bit shaky near the end of it, but we were able to secure the victory and secure another 3 points to stay on top of the table. I'm going to show you guys the league table for both the La Liga and then also Champions League groups. And then also we have one more game that we're going to end up simulating here at the end, because we were not chosen in the match. But we got an 8.2 rating there, nothing too bad. End up getting the matches completed challenge as well, which will go ahead and boost our stats a little bit more. But we just need to get a little bit better passing here. We're struggling still a little bit after that injury, and definitely after the break that we took, but it is what it is. This game against Basel, we wanted to make sure that we could grab a victory, you know, to stay on top of the table above Leverkusen, but we weren't able to do so and actually ended up losing 2-0. So that's going to put us in a little bit of an awkward position. We end up making Team of the Week again, luckily, but you see we were top of the table there for the league. But in the Champions Cup, we are actually down 1 point going into the last game. I want to say that game's going to be against Leverkusen, so it's going to be everything to play for. Hopefully we can get into that game, but that is going to be the end of this episode. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. If you guys are interested in seeing the A-Bar career mode, let me know and I'll start recording that. But until next time, I will see you guys later.